Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I know this is late in the academic year. Most of you are done teaching classes or taking classes. Congratulations to those who graduated and received their degrees just a few days ago. It's been quite an accomplishment, especially in this year of pandemic and closures and such. So congratulations. And congratulations to the professors who managed to get students through that as well. So without further ado, thank you, Harry Geller, for joining us to teach the updated Quick Scaling Your Way to Entrepreneurship workshop. So Harry has taught this workshop in the past. It's chock full of very useful information, and he decided this was a time to update it to reflect the new COVID era realities. So Harry Geller is entrepreneur in residence at the University of Maryland. We've been very fortunate to have him work with our startups, work with our students and faculty startups and provide invaluable advice. But I will let Harry take on in just a minute. So if you have a question, please submit it via the Q&A function at the bottom. And I will either read it to Harry, or you can even raise your hand and we can, at the end, we can unmute your mic at the end and allow you to ask questions that way. So without further ado, Harry Geller.
Well, welcome. Thanks everyone for coming. And if you have questions or don't understand something I'm going through, just flag it and let Ala know, and we'll try to interactively answer whatever you need. So I'm doing a presentation on how to quickly scale your way to entrepreneurship via e-commerce. So this is primarily tailored toward product-based businesses. But a lot of these methodologies can be used for any type of business. So most important part of this slide is that I am vaccinated, and this other stuff, I've had some successful careers in entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur in residence out at University of Maryland in various capacities since 2010, and currently a co-owner in a sporting goods grip-related business that we invented at the University of Maryland, which I'll talk more about later. So when you're thinking about starting a business, you have all these actions you have to perform, and incorporation, IRS, employer number, set up a URL, business, bank, payment, credit card, figure out sales channels, shipping, accounting services, all these different things that would encompass starting a business. And before e-commerce, this used to take months and months to get done, and now it all can be done in one day. It can be done in less than a day, actually. You also have things that take a little longer, developing a website, trademark, logo, prototyping and sourcing. Really, all this can be done in 2 to 3 days. And again, this used to take months to do. So I'm going to sort of go through how you can do this quickly. First, your question you want to answer here is, why e-commerce? So, 2/3 of the population in the world buy on e-commerce. All these statistics, men shop online at a higher rate than they would retail. And, I can vouch for that because I never go to a store. Gen X has more online purchases than any other group. And, Gen Z is soon to follow them. And smartphones, which I'll go in a little later, but that's trending way up for online retail visit sites. So really the number one e-commerce trend right now is, and this was particularly enhanced because of COVID, is e-commerce is now becoming m-commerce, m-commerce meaning mobile. And half of the worldwide consumers now own a smartphone, and it's important to the preferred payment system trend in the future is going to be mobile wallets. So as you're thinking about an e-commerce business, you want to design your web design in a pro-mobile direction. Really, the second trend we have seen emerge, really since I originally did this talk 2 years ago, and things changed pretty quickly. Really, the emergence of social commerce, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, many others. But now the entire process can be done on social media platforms. So if you look, for example, Facebook Marketplace, you can, if you have a product to sell, you can, do it on Facebook Marketplace. They'll handle the marketing, they'll handle the payment, the shipping, the distribution, everything. And this is a pretty new phenomena. YouTube has it as well, and Google, all of them. So really, social commerce is really the big trend moving forward. China continues to be the big e-commerce force. You see the other numbers. The US is second, UK, Japan, and all them. But this adds up to trillions of dollars of e-commerce. So operations need to be tailored towards international markets at the start. Also, another trend is, what used to be multi-channel which was just different marketing channels available to the consumer but not integrated, is now becoming omni-channel, which everything is integrated. And omni-channel, all channels are available and connected. An example of an omni-channel would be if you order something from Target.com. You can order it on your mobile phone. You could order it on the web. It's connected. You could pick it up at the store. You could have it delivered immediately. You could have it delivered overnight. It's all integrated and seamless. So that's actually another trend right there. So, as much as e-commerce is out there, half American small businesses don't own a website, and you need to tailor any of your businesses towards the internet, or you're going to be losing out to the competition. Move my screen around. Okay. So the initial steps to quick scaling. Your first step is, a product-based prototype you can develop in a lab or other out of your house. You want to look at market validation. Who are you selling to? What kind of problems are you solving? Does your product solve these problems? What are key features of your product? And what are people willing to pay for your product? Those are all customer and market validation discovery before you get started. Then test your assumptions, figure out your value proposition. Are you bigger? Are you better? Are you faster? Are you cheaper? Particularly in competitive versions. And then, the sort of minimal viable product, or the small scale version 1.0, is where you should start. Yes, someone asked, yes, Ala will be able to provide everyone with a copy of the PowerPoint.
That's correct, yes. Yes, I will convert the PowerPoint into a PDF and send it to everybody. And then there was another question about how to go, how could we trademark a company name and how much does it cost? So I just sent a link to a workshop on IP fundamentals where an attorney is talking about trademarks in some capacity. But Harry, do you want to very quickly mention?
Yeah, so the Treasury, U.S. Treasury Service has a website where you can do it online. You can search for trademarks. You can, enter your search string, and it'll come up whether there's a trademark on that or not. And then if not, you can register it there. I think it's $300 or $400. It, maybe takes, only takes about 10 minutes to do, but it might take a week or so for them to get back to you with approval. But it's pretty easily done. To register your trademark, you really don't need a lawyer. It's something you can do yourself pretty easily, or you can go through a law firm as well and ask what they charge.
I just shared a link to where you can apply for the trademark.
Okay, I think it's called TEAS, TEAS.
It's just a general trade. It has trademark basics, search trademarks, apply for trademarks, laws.
Right, USPTO.
Yeah, USPTO website. So it's a good resource to look at. One thing to remember when you're registering trademark, you can only register for one very, very specific application. So for example, restaurants, clothing line. So you have to register a separate instance separately. And you have to be, a trademark has to be used in commerce. So you can't just go and register a bunch of trademark names and without actually using them in commerce.
Right, like you can URLs.
Right, yes.
Yeah. So again, we sort of broke out the basic quick scaling steps. What is legal and overhead, sales and production, and marketing, and we'll sort of go through each of these, and with some of my time-tested strategies to how to accomplish all this. So legal overhead, you need to incorporate. You need to get an IRS employer number, which is easy to do. You just go on the IRS website. Whenever trademarks, we have URLs, business banks, payment systems, credit cards. The company I use a lot is Stripe, and Stripe sort of can guide you through pretty much everything I'm talking about right now. They can do for you. LegalZoom is also very good. One of my son's businesses, he uses LegalZoom a lot. A lot of times I will use incorporate.com to incorporate the business. They will guide you through what state to use, what sort of type of entity you should have, whether it's an LLC or C Corp or something like that. They're all these are very user-friendly, good ones. GoDaddy we've used before to develop websites. Brex and Square are internet business banks that are very friendly to e-commerce. So those are all different strategies you can use to sort of accomplish the legal and overhead part of your business. Sorry, I'm moving the screen around here. So sales production, you have your sales channels, web services, your inventory control, warehousing, and shipping domestically and internationally. The go-to start places are Shopify and Amazon. I'll go into them a little more. They are the best sales channels. Also, as I explained before, now that social media is becoming bigger, those are excellent sales channels as well. Etsy, Wish, and eBay, Walmart. Those are all places you can sell your product on. Companies like Zentail, ShipStation, and ShipBob, are all e-commerce management platforms that will manage order entry, payment, and shipping. So these are, again, all worth exploring, all user-friendly. I've tried each one of these, and they all work well, and it's very helpful to get this done quickly. Sorry, I am getting beeped here. Okay, so sales production, you need accounting systems, prototyping, which you might be able to do on your own or in your lab, product sourcing and return management. Those are all parts of the sales and production accounting systems, Xero, QuickBooks, there's tons of them out there. They're all pretty good. They're all inexpensive and very user-friendly. Product sourcing, we have very successfully used Alibaba in the past. It's if you've never been on the Alibaba website, I suggest going on there. There's, it's a huge marketplace. Pretty much anything you could think of that you want to produce is on that website. We've had pretty good luck with the products aren't always perfect, but we've had pretty good luck with sending money and getting samples and the efficacy of it. So, I can recommend that. Google has a product sourcing marketplace as well. And, Terrapin Works does some rapid prototyping. And, there's a lot of different places on campus where you can get that done, which Ala can help you with as well. Okay. Marketing, a very important logo, websites, social media, and SEO marketing. Again, there's a lot of different places out there. I've used 99 Designs and Fiverr and had logos developed. You can GoDaddy and Squarespace. You can do websites, social media presence, Facebook ads, and Instagram ads and YouTube ads have been very successful for different businesses I've had. And for SEO marketing, a lot of companies do that. You can figure it out yourself, just using Google, or you could hire a company. Like there's a local company near College Park called Web Mechanics that does a lot of SEO marketing for us. So, those are all pretty easily accessible and user-friendly type businesses. Is my lawn feedback coming through, Ala?
No, I don't.
Okay, good. I have the noise blocker on, but someone's doing my
Yep.
lawn as I'm speaking here. So anyway.
No, I can't hear anything.
Good. All right. So circling back to Amazon, it's really the #1 primary sales channel for everyone. If you have a product type business, Amazon would be, to me, the first place to go to list your product. They're AWS. They'll give you free credits to help you list. Amazon can fulfill the product themselves, so you just send it to them and they send it out when it sells. Or if you're big enough, they have what's called Vendor Central. Amazon will buy your product and sell and fulfill it themselves, and they'll take the risk on it. And I've had experience with both. They both work very well, and it's sort of like a least path of resistance to get started. You can see people, as I did this screenshot in April of 2020 last year, and people were immediately putting masks on there. And, within a week or two of, COVID taking hold and people wanting masks, there was hundreds and hundreds of mask companies on Amazon. So you see people taking advantage of, what's going on in the world and can quickly get them on. Amazon has great tutorials. Really just scroll to the bottom of their landing page and spend some time looking at all these different things. It's worthwhile to do. It doesn't take that long. It's very user-friendly. I am going to answer a question here. For products being developed, how do you suggest rolling out products versus sales? Should I produce a low quality one first and build up from there? I don't necessarily recommend doing a low quality product, but I would say, once you do a little research of what's out there, what would minimally meet the needs for this product, you would want to roll that out. And then as you get feedback on your product, you can iterate and change it a little bit. Maybe you start with one color, but people want other color. Maybe you start with one feature and people want other ones. But okay, quantity, not quality.
Yeah. quantity. It's
Yes, low,
chicken and the egg
yes.
question.
Yeah, okay, so a low quantity, uh, would definitely be the way to go, because you don't want to overproduce something and then have it not sell. So it's better to produce a low quantity at first and then build up from there. I might have read that question wrong. I'm sorry. So again, Amazon. Oh, let me get out of chat. So Amazon is a great way to start with tutorials. You learn a lot about the different services they offer. They offer all kinds of services. So that's really my go-to is always Amazon to start with. And my other go-to is Shopify. And Shopify, different than Amazon, is if you want to sell on your own website, they can set that whole thing up for you very easily. It's very user-friendly. They integrate their dashboards. It'll tell you what you're selling it for, how the payments are working, when it's shipping out. It's very great, very easy dashboard. It's another website you want to go on and just look at their tutorials and learn a lot about it. It's great for multi-channel sales, so you don't have to be omni-channel, which is more integrated. Multi-channel works really well on Shopify. So, question I always get is, how do you raise funds? And so I'm going to sort of go through different ways of looking at it. First is the self-funding and the bootstrapping, where you and your team members put money together for the startup. The advantage of that is you keep all the equity. The disadvantage is you're risking your own capital. Another good advantage is if you eventually go for future investment and you've put your own money into it, investors like to see it. They call it having skin in the game. Another quick way is friends and family. They might be willing to help. Personally, I think it's best structured as a loan. Don't give equity, and it's best structured when you have written agreements about what you're borrowing, when you're going to pay it back, how you're going to pay it back, all those things. Better in writing. You want to keep your friends and family. Also, with fundraising, there's crowdfunding. So companies like Kickstarter, Start Engine, Indiegogo, they work for unique products. They work for art projects. If you have a run-of-the-mill product, it's probably not going to do well on these crowdfunding things. They like more unique type products. Start Engine is a new one that we've had some companies at the University of Maryland raise a lot of money with, and it's been very successful. And Start Engine is kind of a two-sided marketplace where they bring together people. Like, for example, if I was looking to invest money, they like to bring investors and people looking for money together. So it's sort of a two-sided marketplace. Ones like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, they're more passion type projects that might be an art project or a movie that people are passionate about and want to help invest in. So crowdfunding can work. It's another thing. You want to go on the websites, look through it, dig through it, figure out what you need, because there's definitely better ways to list your product via video that will generate more excitement in some of the crowdfunding type things. So you need to familiarize yourself with the different ones. Incubators, accelerators, they like Y Combinator's the most famous one, Techstars. They provide funding and workspace and mentorship. They're pretty rigorous programs with a big time commitment. They're hard to get into. Normally, they'll take a piece of equity, maybe 5 or 10%, and give you some money. The ones I mentioned are more national options, but there's a lot of local and regional incubators and accelerators that can be helpful to certain people. Also in the fundraising web is loans, credit cards, and debt. Risk capital, collateral for loans. You really have to have some sort of collateral to put up. Operating and sales history is helpful. If you're trying to finance with a credit card, it works best with inventory type things that you can turn and pay off pretty quickly. And there are online options to fast capital and quick scaling, and the companies like Cabbage, Circle Up, Fundable would be examples of those kind of things. They're mainly collateral-based type lending organizations. Angel and seed investing, if the idea is compelling enough, that could be a way to go. Normally, when you're really trying to quickly start something up, angel and seed investing is not going to be that compelling to most investors. You usually have to give up some equity and see some control, and angels, they're expecting a big return, so you need to be able to show that you can do that. So some real examples I've been involved with, a company called Grip Boost, which we invented at University of Maryland. It enhances the grip on football gloves, and we've also expanded to maybe 40 other products that baseball gloves, golf gloves, any grip enhancing material that will help for athletic goods is what they do. Our primary sales channel is Amazon. We set up a Shopify website. Our sales this year should exceed $2 million. And we have 1.5 employees. So we really utilize all these different things I've mentioned in the coming up to this to help us get there. Another company, M Blue Labs, again, a University of Maryland invention. Multi-channel sales. They have 12 SKUs. They're adding the SKUs rapidly. They're being very successful with their products, again, using these quick scaling techniques.
Harry, we have a question if you'd like to address it now or later, maybe. So the question is, how do you have suggestions on shipping oversized products, for example, shipping a kayak?
Yes, so that's an oversized product. So I would first, people are shipping kayaks. So how are they doing it? Is the first thing I would try to figure out, and then you need to determine, is this something you can use FedEx or UPS, or is it too big, and do you need to go to common carriers? But kayaks are shipped, and so I would just try to find out how they're currently being shipped and sort of try to figure out the model from there. But usually FedEx and UPS and common carriers like Old Dominion or Yellow or any of those can ship oversized products, but they're expensive to ship if you're not at any kind of scale. Does that help? Yeah, okay, good. Again, so we do have some companies we invented at University of Maryland. We have used these techniques. They've been very successful. Nothing's without a little bit of pain. You have to learn what you're doing. Sometimes certain things work better than others, but that's part of the process. So a couple more real examples. I was sort of inspired a few years ago to put this presentation together because both my son, one's now 26 and one's 20, but when they were much younger, they both launched product-based businesses and they both set them up themselves and really didn't come to me for any help at all. And I was amazed how quickly they got it done. Gator Feet, which was a small product that fits on golf bags to enhance the grip of the feet. My son Jackson launched it in 3 days, less than $1,000 investment. He ordered the parts from Alibaba, and he was in high school when he did this, so he had pretty good sales in 6 months and wound up selling the company. And then my younger son, he doesn't like raisins, but he likes trail mix, so he launched a no raisin trail mix. Again, sort of following what his brother did. Launched it in about 3 days, less than $2,000 investment, and he had pretty good sales. He was in freshman in high school when he started this. So they both have used these techniques, and watching what they did inspired me to put this presentation together and say, wow, it's pretty easy to start a business, and other people should know about this. So again, Ala will send you this. These are, different things I went through on this presentation. Every one of these things I've tried and used, and other than some of the fundraising ones, and have had, pretty good luck with all, but you need to explore and look into them all. And there's other ones out there I haven't been able to get to yet, but it's all out there and it's easy to do. And my little disclaimer here: permits, insurance, and corporation fees and taxes. Okay, so question: identifying university IP that you could license in quick scale. I mean, that's a pretty broad question. Ala, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, I do. And I can go ahead and turn my camera on as well to answer the question. So like Harry said, it's very broad. So it really depends on what your specialty, what industry you specialize in. So for example, if you're experienced in commercializing medical devices or pharmaceuticals, that's one skill. If you're experienced in software or anything else, that would be different. So it really depends on what your interest is. And yes, we do have IP that's available for licensing. So if you're interested, send me an email and just let me know what industry you're looking, where is your experience, and what are you looking for, and I can connect you with innovation manager who manages that IP portfolio.
Yeah, Maryland is they're pretty user friendly or friendly with their IP. A lot of universities aren't, but I've looked into licensing some. Actually, what Ricky just asked, I tried to do that exact thing. It was a software, so I had a little more trouble trying to figure out the fit for it, but the process was quite easy.
Yeah, and we also have funding for startups, or not funding, we have access to funding to people who are licensing university IP from the state of Maryland through TEDCO. We help with that, with those applications. So, and there's a lot of other resources. So just shoot me an email and we can talk. Harry, there's another question. Matt Parsons is asking, is it legal to sell others' products on our e-commerce website, or do we have to contact them for permission? For example, online children's bookstore.
Yeah, I mean, it's legal. You don't have to contact them for permission, but you have to purchase it from them. So unless you contact them and become a sales agent or the such, but I don't think it would be illegal. I mean, CVS purchases Band-Aids and then resells them, so it's really no different.
The only thing I would mention is that if you contact them as a reseller, you will probably get a reseller discount
Yes.
rather than paying list price. So
yes.
It's advantageous to do that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, if we don't have any other questions, looks like.
Yes, there are office hours. I mean, they're virtual now, but hopefully by the fall they'll be. But any of you can request a meeting with me through Ala. I'm pretty available and pretty easy to get a hold of.
Yeah, just send me an email and I'll connect you. And yes, I will send a copy of the presentation to everybody. And we also will upload this video to our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel, Startup UMD, has an older version of this video that you can watch, or you can wait until this one's uploaded and watch this one. And we also have many other very useful sessions that we've uploaded. That was a side effect of COVID. We moved all of our workshops to Zoom, and now we have all those wonderful videos.
Yeah, again, if you guys try something different that I didn't mention, ping me so I can add it to the presentation. These are just things I have used and have my kids have used and have been successful with, but it's not everything. But it's pretty easy to get a business started, and it's all the info is out there. You just got to spend a little time on it. It's fun to learn, and it's pretty exciting.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for all of your kind words. And thank you so much, Harry. This continues to be very, very informative. Lots of information in one place.
Excellent. Well, I'm happy. I'm pleased everyone enjoyed it. Look forward to meeting some of you someday.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sign off from here.
Stop the recording.